Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Trisha here. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's a lovely day here in Northern Ireland, the sun's shining. Made some English tea cakes last week and boys are looking some more, so I thought I'd just bring you along and show you how easy these are. They're actually really nice. Okay, so the first thing I have here is 210 grams or 7.5 ounces of warm milk. I heated it up in the microwave just to about 42 degrees. You don't want it any hotter or it'll kill your yeast. And I'm going to add 7 grams of dried yeast. This is just instant yeast I'm using. And I'm also going to add 1.5 ounces or 45 grams of sugar. It's going in there. And what I'm going to do is just give this a wee bit of a whisk. You just want to coat every granule of the yeast. And I don't really need to let this sit to bubble because I've used this instant yeast many times in a short period and it's absolutely fine. So, just like that. So just let it sit briefly, but as I say, I don't need to prove this, just let it sit aside. And we also need 410 grams of strong white flour, which I've went ahead and measured out here. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt and 2 heaped teaspoons of mixed spice. Probably be pumpkin spice in the US, but it's mixed spice here. I'm just going to put that directly into the flour. And I'll give it a good whisk round. It saves you sieving if you just combine all your ingredients in a bowl and just whisk them together. It loosens all your flour up and all and mixes all the spices in. And these have got quite a long proving time, so first proof is 1 hour, and after they're formed the second proof is 1 hour before they're baked, so that's why I'm starting them early here. And the smell of that mixed spice is gorgeous. So I've also got 110 grams or 3.8 ounces of just dried mixed fruit. It's just different fruits with bits of peel and stuff in it. And just break them up if they're sticking together there. Just make sure they're not stuck. But so this is our yeast mix. I'm just going to put the flour in directly on top of that. And I just want to puncture the egg. Just break it up a wee bit. And that's going straight in. And put my fruit in, just on top of that all. This is just going to be a handy mix, you just mix it all together. And I've also got 40 grams or 1.4 ounces of vegetable oil going in. And this is going straight onto the food mixer. You can mix this by hand, but I choose not to. So we'll put it on straight over onto the food mixer. That's it going on. And just with your dough hook on, just keep it down low to get this all incorporated. And then I'm going to let it knead for 10 minutes and I'll bring you back at that stage. This is going to be noisy, so Okay, so I'm going to let this go for 10 minutes and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's been sitting there for this past 10 minutes and it's going to be a rather sticky dough, but it'll come together, I promise. So we'll just get this over onto the workbench and get it shaped and get it ready for its first proof. Okay, so I'm going to do it on this glass protector here. So just need a good wee bit of flour. This is very, very sticky, so put a good wee bit of flour out. And it saves me having to clean everything else up. And that's the strong bread flour I'm using again. So I just want to scrape this down just to get everything off. You know me, but I don't like leaving anything behind, so make sure you scrape all those ingredients down, guys. Okay, that's good enough for that. And I'll get my little dough scraper and just scrape this all out directly onto the flour. Well, it is sticky, but we can work with that. And that's the bowl cleared out. There's nothing left in there. Okay, so just get that bit off my finger, my thumb. And just flour my hands over the top of it. Just let a wee bit of flour on there. And I'm just going to incorporate a bit more of that flour and get it into a nice wee ball. Those little bits will go back in. And just pinch it underneath with the flats of your hands and it'll go into a nice ball for you. And I've got a bowl here with just some ordinary vegetable oil in, and I'm going to dump it in upside down, give it a good swirl around and then flip it over. And just make sure that every part of it's got a bit of oil on it. I need a slight wee bit more on there. I don't want this to dry out on me, so just put a wee bit in my hand and just give it a good, make sure every bit of it's got a bit of oil on. And that should do it. All I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to cling wrap it. Put a bit of cling film on it, just to keep anything that's in the environment out of it. And the kitchen's warm this morning because the sun shines, so this should prove pretty well. So I'm just going to leave it sitting there, be sitting on the workbench here with a cloth over it, a tea towel over it, and I'm going to let it prove for an hour, and at that stage I'll be back. Okay, so this dough's been sitting this past hour and it looks beautiful. It's doubled in size for me, just what you want. So I'm just going to get it out onto this workboard. and the wee fine dusting the flour down, and it's lovely, nice and sticky and ooey, and that smells gorgeous. And I'm just gonna work it into a ball. It's not even sticky now, it was sitting that long. I just want a nice ball so I can divide it in half. That looks a bit good. So just cut that in half. And I'll just set that piece aside for now. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. I just want to make this into like a log, even sized. And when you're working with it, it'll push the air out. So this is to make 3. So I reckon about there is good. And there. And these are going to be a good size tea cake. And we'll do the same with this one. Just get it into a log shape. And into 3. They don't have to be exactly even. If you were selling these or whatever, or you were paranoid about how they looked, you would be weighing them out on a scale. And basically what I'm going to do now is just form them into a ball. Just bring your dough round, pull it backwards down on itself, and it gives a nice top. And you're crimping with this hand. So you're pulling with this hand and crimping into a nice ball. And I want to flatten them down a bit because these are going to rise again and they will get big. We don't need any more flour. So I've just got 2 baking sheets here. I'll just put my silicone mats on them, and these are going to spread quite a bit, so I think 3 on a tray would be enough. So same again, just pull back and grab with your other hand. Until you get a nice top on it. Oh, it looks good. Put it down the board. And basically what I'm doing is pushing from underneath and then push it down. That's 2. Yeah, this makes 6, this recipe. And the more you work with dough, etc., the more confident you become in your technique. And if I can do this, anybody can do it. So I'm just sort of pulling and squeezing at the same time. But you don't want to pull the fruits out, so if that happens, just keep pulling so that all that fruit's in, because it'll just burn. And using the flats of your push in and squeeze down. And that big current needs to go in. And I can always reshape them again or push them when they're on the tray. I mean, these are going to be a good sized tea cake, but that's what they like in this house. Don't like small portions. I'll bring your foot closer and you can see exactly what I'm doing there. So what I'm doing is pulling with this hand and pushing it under and grabbing it, and then pull with this hand again and just keep pulling with this hand and grabbing with this hand. So you'll get a nice top on your buns. You see? And it gives a nice round top. And then just put them down onto your board, and with the bottom, just shape them and push down. Don't be intimidated with making breads. I haven't really started making breads that long, and it was scary at the start. But as I say, the more you work with dough, and if you keep pulling from the top, it'll give you a nice tight top on them, and push under from underneath. Set it down and roll in, and just push them down. I can already tell that these aren't even in weight, but that doesn't matter to me, as long as they taste good. So just pull, push and seal at the same time. So with your dominant hand you're pulling, grab it underneath and squeeze, 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 squeeze. And if you pull it anymore, that's going to come out, so that's when to stop. Put it down on the board and just with the base of your hand and push down. And that one hasn't broken through, so it should be fine. Okay, so just get rid of this dirty board. Just clean as I go. Get rid of that. I find that wee glass board's really good for that. It just keeps everything in one place, especially when you're working with small quantities like that. And this is what they look like now. They'll be sitting for their second proof, and I might actually just move or push that one down again. Just flatten them out a wee bit. I don't think I want them any flatter than that, so I'll just, I'm going to sprinkle a wee bit of flour on the top so they don't stick to the cloth when they're proving. And it's just really a very light dusting. And so they don't stick to the tea towel. I'm only talking a wee, not even a pinch over the top of them. And it'll stop them sticking for me. Okay, so I'm going to cover these with a clean cloth, and they're going to sit there for another hour, believe it or not. But it's well worth it. And we'll just put 2 clean towels out over the top and just leave them undisturbed. Okay, I'll see you back here in an hour, guys, whenever we're getting these in the oven. Alright? Okay guys, so these have been sitting for guts of an hour, and they have rose quite a bit. They look lovely. So just peel that. If you put a wee bit of flour, it stops it sticking to the cloth. And basically all I'm going to do is to give them a wee bit of a milk wash. Just ordinary milk, straight out of the fridge over the top. And it'll give them a nice wee glaze. And I've got my oven on heating. It says 15 minutes at 190, but that oven of mine runs hot, so I've got it actually set at 180 degrees Celsius. And 15-minute cook time on these, or bake time, whatever you want, way to call it. And just give them a nice wee, you can hear the birds cheeping there off the door open here, let the air in for the dogs. Have the dog clippers on, getting the battery charged because the older dog, she can't stick the heat very well, so, and the temperatures we've been having here in Northern Ireland this past while has been very hot, and her hair grows like mad, and then she sheds like mad, so okay, so that's my oven light off, so these are going straight into the oven. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes, please. Okay, so I've set a timer there for 10 minutes, and no doubt I'll alternate the shelves, take the top one out and switch it down to the bottom. Just I know the way my oven runs that they wouldn't cook. The top ones would be more cooked than the bottom, so I'll bring you back after 15 minutes, guys. Alright? Let's give you a wee look outside today. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning weather. There's the birds. Chickens enjoying themselves. And gobbling their food. And my good man put some sweet pea in. It's 1, 2, 3 of the hanging baskets of sweet pea. And in this one here, needs weeded, but our orange lilies are coming up. They'll be in bloom. And this is just an old rose I had. There's a lovely flower comes out in that. As you can see, if it's sort of neglected, needs weeded, but it's finding time to get everything done. And there's a couple more plants there he's planted. He thought they were just bush type, but they're actually crawlers. Some sort of lovely flowers, so we'll see what it's like. And there's the old girl that's getting her hair cut. enjoying lying in the sun there. Beautiful day. Glorious weather, isn't it? The old nut trees. These are 2 old nut trees out of the nut forest. There's a big nut forest beside us here. And I've been here for decades. So. Okay, Alexa. Okay, so my timer's about to go off, and I just want to check these. I don't want them to get overly brown. And I'm going to just stick the probe in to one. And that's coming out at 93, so those are done, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Look at the lovely colour of them. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You see the way my oven colours some this side. Okay, Alexa off please. And these ones are the same. I'll turn that off, I don't need that anymore. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Absolutely delicious. I'll just get these over onto the bench and get them onto a cooling rack. I'll just get these off here onto a cooling rack. And absolutely beautiful. That's what they look like. And English tea cakes. If anybody's interested in the recipe, They're beating a lot over here. You hear them? You know they're cooked when you can hear that noise. Oh, they're hot. I wish you could smell in here. If I only had smell-o-vision. There you go, guys. English tea cakes. You could make these smaller and get 8 out of them, but the recipe states 6, and people will be eating these maybe for a lunch. They maybe have just one with a slab of butter on it. So that's how easy it is to make those. The only time consuming bit is the proving of them. But if I'm doing something like this, I always have other things on the go, and you don't have to be babysitting it. So I know these are going to be hot, but I'm going to actually cut one open. And get some butter on it. And this will be my lunch. Get the smallest one. I just want to show you inside, what inside looks like. You should ideally you should let these cool off, because they're straight out of the oven and they're very hot. And they look like that inside. Beautiful. I'm not big into butter, so I have mine with my utterly buttered. And my daughter's coming down today, so no doubt there'll be some of these going to her house. But I'm always willing to make anything that's asked if I can make it. And if I couldn't make it, I would still try. That's the stubbornness in me. Gorgeous. I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to try them. And that's what they're like underneath. Lovely. Oh my word. You're instantly getting the cinnamon, and that dough is gorgeous. They're like crispy on the outside. You get the mixed peel. Sorry, I'm speaking with my mouth full. Taste the fruit and the mixed peel. Gorgeous. And relatively inexpensive to make. So, show you again. English tea cakes. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed this little video. Get your ingredients out and give this recipe a try. I'll pop all the ingredients down in the description box, and if you make them, let me know what you think of the recipe. Alright, as always, you have a good day, and before you go, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. It helps my channel out greatly. Alright, bye for now, and see you in my next video. Bye. So good. Oh my word.